funniest comic by way of New York and Austin. It's the world's greatest grandma. In other words, Super Bubby Abby November.
Give it up for Tatiana. I met her when we were working together at Hooters. I got more tips though. It's not funny. Thin may be in, but fat's where it's at. The bigger the cushion, the better the pushing, right? Well, my grandchildren are here, so don't laugh at any schmutz. I mean dirt. Because I promised them. But they dragged me to see 22 Jump Street. Did you see that movie? Don't go, you're too young. They dragged me. They said, my mother lets me do it. Don't tell my mother, though. Anyway, do you like the hat? Does it make my tush look big? What do you think? All right, last time I wore this hat, I was at Woodstock. Anybody there? What is it with you? The only thing I remember about Woodstock was the back seat of a 57 Chevy. I was on top. One of my darling children, one of them is here, the other one, my son, looks at me and says, you know, Mom, 2 Twinkies and you're Roseanne. I lost 50 pounds. This guy's looking at me, he says, what the hell did she look like before? I did it the old-fashioned way, sir. Exercise and puking. I'm joking. I don't like to sweat. No, I don't do that. And you know, what is it with the young girls in Cosmo magazine? I know you've read it, but the thing about having a thigh gap, you're supposed to, your thighs are not supposed to touch. I know you've got no thigh gap, right? Show off, skinny little, I'm not allowed to say the word. My kids are there looking at, my grandmother's going to curse. Oh my goodness. Anyway, my thighs would be lost without each other. It's like they have to be together. So I believe in, just being happy. In fact, I read in Cosmo that Scarlett Johansson, who looks a lot like me, you must admit, she has a new diet approach. Yes, if you want to lose weight, you eat in the nude. So I tried it. I don't know if it's working, but I got thrown out of Cheesecake Factory. Can't go back there. I don't know why. I said Scarlett sent me, but oh, for goodness sakes. Well, I had another life. I was a dietitian in a nursing home. Yes, I belong in one now. And the number one problem, constipation. No shit. Is that too dirty for you, young man? What's your name? You're so cute. Kenny. Could you put your hands up a little? You're sort of reaching into Mr. Happy while I'm talking. It's distracting for old ladies anyway, yeah. So I've been married a long time, decades. I was an embryo when I got married, and try to spice things up. So I had my nipple pierced. Sir, it didn't work out. He's looking which one. It was the left one. The ring kept getting caught in my shoe. I went from a 38A to a 38 long. This is true story. I'm in Nordstrom's trying on bras with my beautiful and gorgeous, perfect granddaughter, and she looks at me, you have to try on bras, so I know you've done it. And took it off. She says, oh my God, they hang down. So I said, well, yours may be perky now, but in 10 years, 30 years, you're going to look like me. She said, Bubby, you're scaring me. Sorry. And she said, do you get undressed in front of Grandpa? And I said, only if I want to scare him. And my beautiful, intelligent, gorgeous gymnast of a grandson, Ellie, looks at me. We're in the pool, and I'm wearing a bathing suit by Loma, the tent maker. He looks, and you know he's very intelligent. Something's going to come out of his mouth. He's looking at my legs. And he said, "Bobby, what are those blue lines on your legs?" But I had the answer for him. I said, "You know how I'm always getting lost when I drive? I had the map of San Diego tattooed on my legs, on my thighs too, and here is Tijuana. Oh, you like the zoo? It's up here." And I don't know what was over there. I guess the fire. We had a good time. I love them dearly. When my beautiful daughter was about to have her first child, and I was very, very nervous. And she comes from Boulder, Colorado. You know how they are all. We're all weird. Like touchy-feely granola, right? Yeah. When I visit her, I have to have a sign that says, "Fat and old passing through." I'm only a tourist. So she was in labor for 72 hours. No kidding. And it was terrible to see her in pain. She kept refusing drugs. So I took them. Hell, why should we both suffer? There's nothing like an epidural to ease your anxiety. I always take one. I took one before the show with a margarita. So getting back to the nursing home with the major problem, you're too young, but you should listen. I know the other comic was talking about ED and ADD. You're going to need the BM problem. If you like, how many like margaritas? How many are over 40? Metamucil margaritas. I'm just saying. Or prune daiquiris. How many have taken a bath recently or gone on a cruise? And we live in San Diego, so there's the Port of San Diego. I took my kids on the Oasis of the Seas. 7,000 people on that ship, right? It's heeling back and forth. It is so large, it took 2 weeks to leave the dock. You had to rent a Hertz car to get from your stateroom to the dining room. But what I love, I like Simon, I'm from New York. I don't know if you can tell. Brooklyn, to be exact. Thank you. Central Park is replicated, that means duplicated, in the middle of the ship. And they brought in squirrels. And they have a lake. And to make it really authentic, they brought in homeless people and piped in the odor of fresh urine. It made me so homesick for New York, let me tell you. So I volunteer at a food pantry downtown, because I'm a good Christian, and I give out my food bags, and a man comes up, and he has dreadlocks. I don't like to see white people with dreadlocks. Somehow it's wrong, especially if there's a nest of rats in it, and he's wearing a blanket and hasn't gone to the bathroom in a regular commode in a long time. And I'm giving him, I said, "Here's a bag of free food," and I said, "Enjoy." And he said, "Well, I'm a vegan." I said, "How's that lifestyle working for you?" We had Panora bread, and he said, "I have to see the label because I'm a vegan." So something's wrong there. You do have the higher class of homeless here than you do. One of them asked me in the gas lamp, "Do you have $20 for a cappuccino?" $20? He said, "I'm a big tipper." I said, "Well, maybe you want some croissants. They're in my car." He said, "I don't do carbs." Before I leave you, I want you to practice safe sex because you're all sick shtooks from Jerry Springer. And remember that. Thank you for your time.